More World of Warcraft giveaways coming your way. Shadowlands Epic Edition, Heroic Edition, mounts, pets, game time, and a lot more while we sit down and get into the alt leveling and friendliness. And how was the Shadowlands launch? The good, the bad, all this in today's On Cooldown, the weekly WoW news show you can watch while waiting in the queue to finally log in. So the expansion launched and we had 1 million giveaways to send out during the stream. Guess what? We have more. More, but this time digitally.
Oh yeah.
Shadowlands Epic Edition, Shadowlands Heroic Edition, 30 days game time, another 30 days game time, the Silverian Dreamer, the Vulpine Familiar, Wumper, Dottie, everything you have in the store, we're gonna give it out to you. How is this gonna work, Flame?
Well, the way it's gonna work is how it always works for us. You're gonna be on our stream tomorrow. So basically on the Saturday, depending on when you watch this video, and we're gonna do it through our Discord giveaway bot. What happens is we'll set it up as the stream is live. You'll see everything there live. You just react to a little emoji with the cheer emoji, and then you automatically register to the giveaway. Then the bot, after, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, something like that,
we'll set it up.
We'll automatically select randomly someone from the people who reacted with the cheer.
That's the most simple way we can do things. There's no requirement whatsoever, just maybe join our Discord. I think the link is in the description. And remember the date, right? November 28th, Saturday at, what was it? 11 p.m. No, 11 a.m. GMT. 11 a.m. GMT. So once again, guys, there's a lot of digital goodies for you guys to win. Now, the codes that we received to send out for all of these are EU only. So if you're from the US, this might not work. But we'll see what can happen. All the codes are EU based. So we're hoping that all you
EU people will be happy with the new giveaways, because we know we've been getting comments of people not getting their Shadowlands copy just yet. So maybe you can be that lucky one that gets that copy.
Hell yeah. Now let's go on to the news. Not many, but
just this news. Transition.
Big anticipation for the Shadowlands launch. I mean, oh boy, was the hype real. And if you're like me and Flame, this kind of had a feeling of New Year's Eve. Hours before the clock struck launch time, there were already hundreds of mounts everywhere in both Stormen and Orgrimmar, as players old and new grew more and more impatient for the final moment. And all this energy got gutted quickly on big servers such as Illidan on US and Draenor or Kazakh on EU, and we experienced it too alongside many of you on our big launch stream, which kept us pretty much in an endless loop of disconnecting, reconnecting, loading bars stopping in the middle of Tyrande's soul, and yeah, it was very frustrating. But to be fair, we were a bit blessed to at least chat it out and be silly with you guys on the stream. Apart from the cringy jokes and the many giveaways, we also got the chance to sing live our song on stream, which was great.
Just log in and play, whether it's classical retail, I'ma do a /bow.
Still,
I'll play WoW. I'll play WoW.
Hell yeah! So for who got into the game and they're actually still playing WoW, we love y'all.
Yeah, I love y'all.
All right, man. And while singing the song, Flame actually got in after roughly 2 hours, and the stream marathon began. That aside, we know other servers had no problems, especially low populated ones, and for many, the launch experience was an absolute blast. However, it is not fucking acceptable that after so many years and so much experience with the WoD launch disaster, with the Classic launch disaster, and with positive examples like the Legion launch, which was smooth as butter, how can they once again mess this up so bad for so many players? Blizzard at this point are to be considered veterans in the field of multiplayer in gaming, but for some reason, at a World of Warcraft expansion launch, they always seem to have miscalculated the amount of players coming in. you're right to be upset about this, given that at the last earnings call, Bobby Boy mentioned that Shadowlands had the most pre-orders in the game's history. So they surely did expect millions of players coming back to the game, right? It's a very stinky stain on what was to be an absolute beauty of an experience until level 60 and even beyond. The questing, stories, characters, in-game cutscenes, atmosphere, music, scenery are all fantastic, and I hope you join me in saying that it's a wonderful feeling falling back in love with World of Warcraft again. You cannot help but to compare the experience you had in BFA while questing and reaching max level, and man is it miles away. Right off the bat, when you ding 60, there is still story to be finished, and the cutscene at the end of Ravendread campaign was just mwah. No spoilers. After that, the moment leading up to you having to choose your covenant and start understanding a bit of the plot and moving into Torghast and Oribo stories, while getting to Soulbind, deposit anima, and placing your first conduits, then doing your first dungeons, BGs, man, it's perfect so far. The fact that they had to delay the October release date makes much more sense now, as this early stage of the game was quite crucial, and I'm telling you, if all this wasn't that good, the connection issues would have remained the highlight of the Shadowlands launch. And don't get me wrong, even to this day you could still wait in queue for like 2 hours to log in, but once you do, everything around you is just amazing. So far so good, and I cannot wait for the season to start so we can get to raiding and Mythic Plussing and start pumping those juicy guides for y'all. Let me know in the comments what was your experience, and speaking of the comments, you know what time it is!
And today's comment of the day comes from Night Gamer, and they said,
their relationship is like Gan and Anduin.
Sylvanas!
All this fighting, the war, it has to end sometime.
Sylvanas!
Father, I wish you were here.
Me?
No. Alright, you got to 60 on your main, you finished the story. You finished the story, right? And now you want to level your alts. Well, first off, make sure to log in even if you don't plan on leveling right away, so you can start the rested XP if you haven't logged in on your alt in Shadowlands yet, because they were capped at level 50. But after that, on your main, be sure to choose your covenant and finish the first chapter of the campaign. That usually ends with you getting the abilities, signature, and class. After that, you can simply log on your alt and do the Maw intro scenario. That's still mandatory, but once you get into Oribos, you will just be approached by Fate Scribe or Rotal that will ask you to choose between the Threads of Fate and the normal storyline. The normal storyline is what you had to do on your main, and you can still choose that. It's slower though, and it forces you to finish the zone campaigns. Picking Threads of Fate instead will set your character to a state where you already finished the storyline, and you'll be choosing your covenant right away. This is getting the class and signature abilities. Once you are done, you get to choose what zone you want to go in with the Aiding the Shadowlands quest. You can go to that zone or fly to any other zone and do any and all the side quests, bonus objectives, and even world quests. Yeah, the plan is you can start gathering anima, which is great, and even farm rep with whatever faction you want straight away from level 50. Once you get to each zone, you will have a zone-wide quest pop up on your screen to assist the Covenant there. These quests are called Bolstering Bastion, Rallying Maldraxxus, Support the Court, and Reinforcing Revendreth. Kind of that feel. These are bar filling quests that will fill the progress bar from quests you do there, side quests that is, rares you kill, dungeons you complete, and so on. The end result is a big ass chunk of XP. Note that I chose initially to aid the zone of my covenant, and the quest to fill the bar was only available from my zone's quest giver, and not pop up automatically on my screen when I entered it. This was for Revendreth. Not sure if this is the same for any other covenants, but in case you didn't get yours for your zone, check inside your covenant for it. A couple of metrics to give you an idea. Killing a rare mob gives you 3% completion. A dungeon gives you a 10% towards your progress bar once you get out of it. And I looked around and saw some bits of info online saying you get 3% per dungeon boss, but I had 0 when I entered Necrotic Wake, with my warrior and had 10% once I exited the dungeon, while also doing the quest for the dungeon for another 10%. Seeing as how you only have access to the 4 dungeons initially, you can get 20% easy in each zone pretty quick. After that, you can spam dungeons and literally do any quest you want. I personally will look for the world quests and dungeons. I think wanted quests could also be really good time-wise. Killing one big dude for a quick turn-in might be more time efficient. This way you will be able to get to 60 way faster and not have to be locked behind the story when you do so. Not only this, you may have caught me saying this before, that leveling was redundant since whatever you did before getting max level counted for nothing. Well, hot diggity, they made it matter now. Sure, you aren't farming renown, but anima is still cool to get for all of the goodies in your Covenant Sanctum. Not to mention, rep now is mostly for cosmetics. There are blue items here and there to help you get into mythics, but nothing worth spending time for if you have something better to do. I'm telling you, they are getting it finally. Surely but steadily, we are getting a better and better game. Hope they don't fuck it up, but for now, enjoy the ride, take it all in, and level those damn tanks, goddammit. I want to do dungeons.
All in all, the launch experience was awesome. What? Oh, yeah, we switched sides, so we make it more interesting. There, you see us there, we see it there, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm Marcelian now.
And I'm his son. I'm Flame.
Broke your flow.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I was trying to say that, you know, overall the experience was pretty fun. Given all the issues, it's...
We kind of expected some server issues. It's kind of like, you know, their history.
It's
a little bit more than normal, though. I don't think they passed 24 hours prior. I think Legion was like smooth.
Legion was the smoothest thing I ever played. And back then, the server I was playing on Sylvana was one of the most busiest ones.
Oh, well.
And you didn't even feel the transition. It was like nothing, right? The artifacting appeared underneath
that
you.
was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the best.
It was a little bit fucked up in the first hours, but you know what I think it is, man? I think people are just happy to be back in WoW, man, after BFN. There's like the flood of nerds is overwhelming Blizzard servers, man. That's what I like.
That's a good point. On top of it actually being a pretty awesome experience, because when you compare it to BFA and even a little bit to Legion, this time around, when leveling and joining to the stories and the cutscenes and everything, I don't know, man. It feels, even though I was a little bit iffy with this whole cosmology and that thing going into the story, it always seems a little bit bloated. It feels almost, I would say, mature. It feels like, it didn't feel like kids are writing that anymore.
Like the overarching story seems a little bit more mature. Dialogue is a little bit still kiddie. Like when you hit hell yeah, and it's like you got killed by a bunch of wretched people. It's like, oh, that insult, I cannot take it. It's like,
no.
Some of that can be polished, but yeah, the overall experience is amazing, and the overwhelming amount of cutscenes and little cinematic keys.
I gotta hand it to him, man. That's what I said in my piece as well. It's basically once you got through the connection issues and lag, you kind of immediately forget about them because the content that you do at max level is so good. I have no problem going into the mall and doing quests and dailies over there, then doing a little bit in Torghast. I fucking love Torghast. Then moving into the emissaries, well, the callings into the Covenant you chose.
I think it's an upgrade for the emissaries as well. The callings feel, I mean, they're the same thing as
they're much more harder. I would,
but the reward is better.
The
reward actually, I actually feel like I won that.
Yes, and it's a fucking good thing. I mean, that in comparison to having 40 world quests in all of the zones.
I love that it's not an item anymore, man.
Yeah, man, it's cool.
You just get bloated with like bags of items. Fuck that. No, not anymore.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's so far so good. And also, you guys have to remember we're having the big ass giveaway tomorrow.
28th?
Yeah, 28th of November, 11 a.m. GMT.
On the stream.
On the stream, you just have to go into our Discord and watch the little sub-channel with bigger giveaways. That's how it's named. And just when the giveaway goes live, you just react to that. It's gonna be a couple of giveaways there. I think there's probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, it's mostly digital stuff, copies of Epic.
All digital stuff, and we have EU codes for all of that. So you should
EU only, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if people from the US want to join in, they could try to join in. And if you're from the US and you will win, We won't guarantee this, but we will have a talk with our point of contact and see if we do something for it, if that happens.
I mean, aren't the codes only working on EU
Are
accounts?
working on
Maybe
EU
you have an EU
accounts,
account.
but people, maybe US people, some of them are like, hey, I want to join no matter what, and give the code to somebody from you. I don't know, man, how people think.
I don't know. It's EU only. That's what we know. That's what we can guarantee that it works on EU. So
Yeah, but you know what's not EU only? Our Patreons, baby, because you know we
Segue.
have Patreons for all over the
yeah.
world, and we love you guys. The support has been amazing, especially during the launch stream. Yeah.
oh my god, that was like one of the best streams
Yeah, we had a
ever,
lot
man.
of the Patreons over there, like giving it up. I still cannot find words to describe like the feeling we had over there for the
Cool. It
support.
was pretty cool. Thank you.
you.
It actually helps us a lot, guys. And it's obviously not mandatory, but if you're interested in supporting us a little bit more, if you like
it.
our content, if you like our vibe, you can check down below. The link to the Patreon is
it.
there, and also links to other things that we can do, like merchy things. But you'll see there. Maybe something for you. Maybe you'll like it. You don't know.
Yeah, it's always good to be curious and explore. And with that being said, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for watching the video up until this point. You have a huge attention span. YouTube loves you. And we wish you a very great weekend ahead.
See you tomorrow. Stream time, baby.
What?
I've been loving it then, I still love it now. Still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. Getting better every day, let me show you how. Cause still, I play WoW. Still, I play WoW. It's getting harder to stay, but at the end of the day, it's a guilty pleasure, so just log in and play. Whether it's classic or retail, I'ma do a /bow. Still, I play WoW.